I need to ask you a question. Be curious, drifters.
Amelia's duel hits the front. Emma is coming right away for Damien Oliver.
Bella Nipotina, and boy, doesn't she deserve this.
The Giga Kick's got a strong kick.
Golden Mile, soar out the mile. I'm thunderstruck over the top. Mr. Brightside has won the mile.
And Militarised blows them away in the Champagne Stakes. And she's a class act, pulling right away Prowess. And Zoo Gotcha won it by 2.5.
Zaki joined by Animo, who looks destiny in the face.
So when I think of, or when I say the Melbourne Cup, what do you think of?
Ooh. I think of Makybe Diva and the last winner I picked, Cross Counter. It's been a long time for me, mate.
So, yeah, I'm the same. And here comes Makybe Diva.
Yeah.
A nation rules for a hero. It's it's the best call ever, I think.
I think so too.
Given like the weight and like the moment, Greg Miles had to nail the call, and
he did a fantastic job.
Mate, the pressure on that. You know who was actually to thank for that as well?
Bruce
McAvaney. Because he went to Greg. He's like, well,
what are you going to say?
You have to say something.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? He's like, mate, this is going to be replayed forever if it wins. What fantastic foresight from Bruce.
Mate, that's why he's one of the greats.
He is one of the greats. So let's have a look at previous winners. So Gold Trip, I think we said he had none last year.
We were very wrong.
Very wrong. He blew him away as the top weight, winning one race prior. That's the state of this race at the moment.
Yeah, it is. But what we've learned since is that he's an elite athlete, Gold Trip.
Isn't he?
Elite staying athlete.
And it's because he still has these things.
Just looked right directly at your ball sack. He's very good, Gold Trip. And with the wet deck last year, just had too much on him.
Very elegant. I think we took her on that year as well.
We took her on. I think I said it would shock me if she won in the preview. Again, she's an elite stay up, wrapped up in a weight for age middle distance horse body.
Twilight Payment. I think that was our first year. I think 2020.
I think so. I was on Tiger Moth.
That's right.
And I was watching it because it was COVID, sitting on my couch at home by myself, yelling at the TV, saying, "Get over the top of him." And he didn't. He didn't. And the year before that was Vauban Declare.
I'm looking at the 2020. I was on Prince of Arran. Ran third.
Great horse. Phenomenal horse. Year before that, Vauban Declare. I did have a small each way bet on Vauban Declare, but my main play in that race should have won is Il Paradiso. He should have won that race.
True.
Frankie Dettori absolutely fucked me that day.
Shout out to you, Frankie.
Shout out, Frankie.
Cross Counter, as mentioned.
Yep, the last time I picked a winner.
I think me too, actually. Rekindling Macca was on that day.
Yep.
Almandin, no for me. Prince of Penzance, no.
No way.
Protectionist, that's probably one of the most dominant that we've seen in recent memory.
German horse?
Yeah.
Yep.
Fiorente for Ollie and Gay. Green Moon, yes. Dunedain, yes. That was part of my streak. So Green Moon was the last.
Back in the day, as a young man.
Yeah, so I had Green Moon, Dunedain, American, Shocking, Viewed at $41 drifters.
As a young man, things have gotten murkier since then.
Blake Shin on board.
Yes,
for Bart, big old Bart. But this year's edition, we're going to do a runner-by-runner preview because that's what this great race deserves. It's my favourite race of the year. I love the Melbourne Cup. It's such a spectacle.
Yeah, I love the Melbourne Cup. It's not my favourite race, but I do love it. It's when they come home, when they come down the straight right at the end, and the crowd's roaring. Yeah, it's a phenomenal race. Yeah. Was lucky enough to be there last year. Drifters, a little bit different this year, but it doesn't matter where you are.
Yep,
always get that sort of nervous energy, nervous build up of excitement. So I can't wait. We're giving the people what they want, and they want to hear our analysis on this great race. Like, their views on this are going to be off the charts.
Oh, I would have thought so.
Anticipating it.
Yep. So
and we're officially We're not in mourning anymore.
We're not.
We've gone through the grieving process.
Yeah.
We move on.
We do.
We don't even need to bring it up. I want nothing to do with it.
Nothing. But getting back to this race, the rail is out 2 meters, as it typically is on Melbourne Cup Day. So that's enough room for every horse to get their chance, because Flemington is fucking enormous. It's
vast.
so big.
Vast.
So girthy.
Vast.
30-degree day at Flemington. So you need to take that into consideration for some horses that might like a bit of cut out of the ground, because I think they could water this track. They could keep the sprinklers on from now, and this horse will this track will be pretty damn hard, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'm praying for a good 4. We might get upgraded by this point, but we'll see.
Yeah. So, all things considered, let's go through this field now. Your top weight with 58.5 kilos is Gold Trip. Now, there's some form analysts out there. I don't have the raw data figures on me, but they think that, say, 1 kilo will equate to approximately about 2 lengths in terms of like distances at the 3,200 meters in a Melbourne Cup. So that's kind of like, that's their opinions. I think some of these are just plain slow. But Gold Trip is your $4.80 second favourite with Neds. J-Mac on, Kieran Maher, David Eustace. Barrier 2 for Gold Trip.
Not ideal.
No.
You prefer 12 than 2 for him.
Absolutely.
Because he just might get sort of buried, because he's not going to lead Gold Trip. He likes to sort of come from the back half of the field. But he's got a master on, James McDonald. I'm confident he'll get him into a good enough spot, and he'll present with the splits coming, because there'll definitely be some splits as the traffic cones start to fall away in the Cup. Talking about the weight, 58.5 kilos, I was saying to you just before the potty started, the weights don't mean as much, I feel, now than what they used to, or am I completely reading that wrong? Like I feel like it's so compressed, because you've got Gold Trip, and then you get down to a Vauban de Clare who's 53 kilos, and he's the 9th horse in the race, and then you've got another 15, and they're all between 50 kilos and 53 kilos.
Yeah, potentially. He's just going to have to almost produce another career peak on a good track to win again, I'd imagine.
I think so. But he's come back better this prep.
Yeah, he has, but I think this is a better field
than last year.
I think at the top end of the market, there's more competitive chances, because that who was the favourite last year?
Deauville Legend.
I think he didn't stay.
No.
And he still ran 4th, but like he was basically this year's Vauban, but like I think Vauban has more runs on the board. But we'll get to that. I think so what we're going to do, winning chance, place chance, no chance. The reason for, you only have to look at this horse's prep. He's basically 1.1 lengths away in a benchmark 100 behind Young Werter at 2,000 metres at Moonee Valley in a benchmark 100. Good 3 track that day. In the Turnbull on a good 4, but it was soft track earlier in the day, so it had plenty of give in it. He blew them away, winning by nearly 2 lengths, defeating West Wind Blows, Soulcombe. Ran sensational in the Caulfield Cup. It's not his track. And then on the quick backup in the Cox Plate, beaten 1.5 lengths, just a perfect pipe opener. Flemington's his track.
Flemington's his track, exactly right. Perfect pipe opener in the Cox Plate. If you're following the same blueprint for what he did last year, he comes out and wins this race. He's going better this time round. He's not that much worse treated at the weights at all. He's definitely a winning chance.
Yep. And the case against him, good track.
Good track.
If it's a good 3, and barrier. Yep. Alan Kerr, $81 with Neds. So Mike Maroney, Damien Oliver, barrier 9. Good barrier for Alan Kerr here. Look, it'd be a fantastic story for Ollie to get a winner in his last ever ride in the Melbourne Cup. Don't get me wrong. I think he's going to be challenged to do so.
I think so. Mike Maroney said this horse is absolutely flying, and maybe to show his best, he needs to get out to 3,200 metres. But from what we've seen so far in the prep, you couldn't possibly think he's a winning chance. And if he wins, then so be it. You know what I mean? But
Absolutely.
if he's carrying only 2 kilos less than Gold Trip, and he's carrying the same weight as the Caulfield Cup winner without a fight, I know whose corner I'd rather be in.
Absolutely right. And I think, like, you can see with this horse, right? So he resumed 3 starts ago over the 1800, and his runs each start have been getting better. So he's like closing that gap the more he gets up. So I think he's progressing like he will stay. Good track, I don't think will really affect him too much, but positives, Ollie on. I think this horse will get some support because it's Ollie's last Melbourne Cup as well. It'll be the people's horse to an extent.
Maybe one for the multiples.
Yeah, but with all due respect, no chance.
I'm with you.
Now, oh, what a beautiful horse this is. Number 3, without a fight, the Caulfield Cup winner. Mark Zara sticks with him. And I think the big point in that direction is the good track, right?
Has to be the good track. I think Mark Zara was looking at the long-range weather forecast when he made the decision to stick with without a fight for the Melbourne Cup after the Caulfield Cup victory. Oh, look, the small question mark on without a fight, based on last year's performance in the Cup, is does he stay? But I think you put a line through that run because of the wet deck. You know a lot more about this horse than I do, but from what I saw at the end of the Caulfield Cup, I think he'll be fine.
Mate, I think he clocked like the 26th fastest last 200 of the meeting.
Considering the Caulfield Cup was a brutally run race too,
brutally
which
run
we
race.
love to see.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And to the staying credit, and it can't be said for all of our 3-year-old and 4-year-old races across the country, but the staying races, their tempos have been really solid leading into this Melbourne Cup. So I think there's going to be a lot of fit horses, and I think the best horse will win. He's 100% a winning chance for mine. Barrier 16 is tough. He's a get-back horse though, so he just needs to find that right 3-wide line and that right bum to follow.
Mark Zara is in tremendous form, and he's a guy who he's a grand final jockey. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if without a fight won. With the good deck, yeah, he's a winning chance.
Winning chance. He's won out to 2,800 metres back in Europe as well. So, 400 metres is still it's still a long way to go, right? If he runs it out, he'll be in the finish. The case against, I'd say, is like the Caulfield Cup was the grand final. So it's like they're going another step over in a brutally run race. Could he be at the end of the prep already? But this horse apparently just loves work. Been up since February.
Yeah, he loves work.
Apparently they put him in a paddock for a week and nearly went through the fence. He was going that nuts.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a tough horse without a fight, and you need to be tough to win a Melbourne Cup. Geez, it'd be a fantastic story for him to do the double. It's been a long time, 2001.
Yeah, long time.
Ethereal. So definitely a winning chance.
Breakup, Japanese galloper. Barrier 18. Look, he just looked dour in the Caulfield Cup.
Yeah, he did look dour, but I think this will be more suitable for him. $19 for the good people at Ned's. I'd say that's about right. For mine, he's a place chance. I think breakup. He could jump out of the ground. The Japanese with the staying type. Happy to take him on. He's not going to be in my numbers, but I think he can place.
Yeah, I'm happy to take him on completely. Yeah. I just didn't see enough from that Caulfield Cup run, and if the Japanese are to get egg on our face twice in 3 days, then so be it.
So be it, yeah, 100%.
Vauban for Willie Mullins. Now, barrier 3, Ryan Moore, who, if you didn't see overnight, rode one of the great races of all time over in the States, I believe. Oh, maybe it's Dubai. Anyway, unbelievable win. Gun jockey, world's best jockey, you could say.
Yep.
This horse will stay all day. Now, you might say, oh, but he's a hurdler. It's not unknown for these hurdlers to have that for a prep, come over here. Willie Mullins did the exact same thing with Max Dynamite back God knows how long ago.
And Frankie Dettori was on that day.
Yep.
And you could argue that Max Dynamite should have won.
So, same silks as Big Max back in the day. Willie Mullins has said that this is his best ever chance for a horse to come over here and win. Barrier 3 is just
perfect,
cherry ripe.
You wanted between 3 and 7 for him, and he's drawn 3. They'd be stoked with the barrier. So, like, he's one of the top weights. 55 kilos for him. He is incredibly well weighted. He is treated so well at the weights considering what he was doing overseas. And the work he put in during the week, oh my God.
And so the comparison that they made to that, because apparently there was no horse working better last season than Loft at Werribee, right? And at Flemington. He worked so well that he actually did a tendon. That he actually overdid it. But like, that's how these Europeans do it. Every 2 days they have a 2,000 meter, like really strong gallop. And so that's what he did twice last week. So he's got 4,000 meters into his legs last week alone. Look at this horse's distance record. We've had one Craig Sneesby of Sneesby Racing fame and Solino fame and Shiraz fame and Soulcombe fame.
Mm.
And he says that basically the 2,400 step up to 3,200 may as well be an extra 2 mile.
Yeah.
Because not everyone can get it. This horse has ridden, 5 times of the distance, probably a couple of times over the hurdles, a couple of times on the flat. Never been out of the placings. This horse will stay all day. So that he's a worthy favourite. If he turns up to his best, he'll brain these.
Yeah.
Against the good track. So they do say that he will appreciate a bit of cut out of the ground, and he's only raced twice on a good track, and that's a European good track as well.
Different gravy.
So if it is a good 3, I could actually see this horse drifting a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the one hole that you have with Vauban. But you're right. If he turns up, like it could be a matter of how many lengths does he win by.
It could be a very elegant win.
Yeah, just dominant. So big winning chance.
Soulcombe, barrier 4, the magic man in the saddle, Joe Moreira, $10 with Neds. I've loved the prep so far. I think it's been perfect. And the horse was going so well that the camp was so confident they'd be running really well in a Caulfield Cup, which he did. Not starting by 6 lengths doesn't help, but I've just seen this horse all from a year ago. Let's see this horse in a Melbourne Cup.
100%. I was on him in the Caulfield Cup. And when you miss a start like that, you can't. You're not Chautauqua. Magic Man on. Key to this horse is jumping with them. Like, he can come out of the gates last, that's fine, but he needs to jump with them. If he stays in the gates like he did in the Caulfield Cup, like, incredibly hard to win. Flemington more forgiving for that. He can come back and he can loop them, and there's probably going to be plenty of gaps to present themselves for him to start revving up the gears. Love the booking. Barrier, yeah, you'd rather that than out with him, but he's going to go back anyway. He's going to need a lot of luck. The unfortunate thing with Soulcombe is your race could be over right at the start, heart in the mouth for that sort of 10 seconds when they're all loading up and their barriers are about to open up. If he stays in there,
yep,
you can pretty much rip up your ticket, but he's definitely a winning chance for mine.
Well, that's, from our chat with Craig a couple of weeks ago. You can look it up on all your good podcast directories and on YouTube. But he was saying that that's one of the influencing reasons why they sought the Magic Man services, is because he's an elite jockey at getting these horses out of the gate. The other interesting thing with this horse is blinkers are off, so he can actually see what's happening around him as well. So he might react a bit more. Bit of a risk, I believe, but one that you have to do.
Grand final, have to do. Can't die wondering.
Absolutely. Synthetic Caulfield are off for the first time, so makes me think that everything's like ticking along really nicely for this horse. So
he'll appreciate a firm deck as well. He really likes that. He relishes it apparently. So yeah, key to him is the start of the race, but he's definitely a winning chance.
Absolutely winning chance. Absurd,
the stablemate to Vauban.
Can I? It's absurd. I did say I'm going to use this exact word of phrasing that I saw from Twitter. Have a look at this. It's absurd. This horse is breeding.
Is it? He's out of Fastnet Rock. Huh? That is absurd. He's won at 4,000 metres. How? Jeez, his dam must have some staying prowess. That's actually fascinating, mate.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm genuinely blown away by that. genuinely blown away as a big breeding guy.
So they're saying that Australians can't breed stayers. How dare they?
Yeah, wow, that's blowing me away. Stablemates of Vauban. Look, I don't know as much about this horse as what I do about Vauban, but from what I've seen, Vauban brained him. So, look, I think Willie Mullins just wanted to bring a stablemate out for Vauban to work with. He's $19 with good people at Ned's, and if you're comparing that to like a breakup, I'd rather be with Absurd than breakup, if that makes sense.
Yep. So I'm also happy to take him on. And that was the original hole in the, I guess, looking at the form of Vauban when he defeated that field by 7.5 lengths. It's like, who'd he beat? And then this horse comes out, Absurd, and wins the Ebor at 2,800 meters 2 starts later, and everyone goes like, oh, hang on a second. Because that's typically been a pretty decent form reference for the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah.
So I think he's a place chance, but I'm happy to take him on. Like,
he's not going to be in one.
No, because I think, there's a couple of locals that I'm actually willing to spec at a really large, like really juicy price. And I'm unsure about this, and I might be overcommitting here, but I'm sure some people like Nez will have some really weird and exotic markets that you can bet into as well. So, right you are. $67 with Neds. Barrier 15. Johnny Allen on. He was good in the Caulfield Cup.
He was good, mate. Look, in my lifetime, I want to own a tough old So You Think gelding because they're phenomenal horses, mate.
They are.
Tough as, right you are, it certainly fits that category. They get better with age. He's been great. He's been great this prep, mate. He's won $1.1 million in 26 starts. He's not good enough to win this. Like, he's $61 for a good reason. You'd love to own him, but no, he's not going to pop
Best
up.
chance for this horse was drawing really soft. Need to be in the first 4, which they'll try and do, but unfortunately I think that he'll be in a 3-wide lane. The other horse who I thought at $31 is well over the odds is number 9. No chance for Roger. Is Vauban Declare. Barrier 19 does not help his chances, but Billy the Kid Egan is riding out of his bloody skin at the moment.
He is. 4th Melbourne Cup for Vauban Declare. Obviously, he won it back in 2019.
Iron horse.
And I think last sort of 6 months to 12 months, best he's been since that Melbourne Cup.
100%.
Easily. I was on him last start when he ran second to Cleveland in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. I was crying. We know he's going to get the distance. He's well weighted. The gate doesn't help, but definitely at the price, he's one that I'll have in my multiples when I'm playing.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I think he's a place chance for sure.
Yep.
I'd be way more buoyed if he had drawn like, say, a barrier. I think he drew like 3 or 4 in the year he won.
Yep.
I think he needs to do something similar to be like a genuine winning chance. But yeah, one for the multiples for sure.
Yep.
Place chance for me. Cleveland, the horse that actually beat him. So this horse has won out to 3,750 meters back in Europe, which for a Camelot is very unheard of. The Camelots usually fizzle out after 2,000 meters, which we saw with Russian Camelot.
Love that horse. Yeah, Cleveland. He's again, if you're getting the same price for him as you are for a Vauban Declare, then I'll probably see them pretty similarly. Vauban Declare's been more consistent recently, but the thing with Cleveland is that Chris Lee's, after he won the Gold Cup, said it's just actually taken a while to figure this horse out. He's pretty quirky. Shows that he actually figured him out there. I think the key, though, for him, Moonee Valley, J-Mac on, stalking the speed, he's drawn gate 23 here. Where's he going to be?
Yeah.
Where's he going to be?
God knows. And, he got onto his Melbourne leg for the first time, so that's another tick for him. It's like he got around Moonee Valley. If he gets around Moonee Valley, I'd say you get around Flemington as well. Good track should be fine for him. He started a $4 favourite in the Sydney Cup as well, and then he finished a long last, but nothing went right for him that day. Yeah, I want to be completely shocked, but still in my mind, no chance.
I'm with you.
Ash Run. Now, this horse hasn't won for 157 weeks, but he is racing really, really well for Australian bloodstock. Kieran McAvoy on, for all things considered, in a Melbourne Cup is a very good booking. He's won 3, I think. Brew, rekindling. Oh, no, he didn't. No, cross counter, and I reckon another one. Anyway, but $41, barrier 11, not too bad. This horse will stay. Good track is fine. Is the Geelong Cup the form though?
No, it's not the right form. He's no chance for mine. Like he's gonna be in the first half of the field though, I think.
Yeah. Mar Eustace, will stay.
Yeah, but no chance.
Daquan Sweet Jr. Now, this horse last year, I think, finished 6th in the Melbourne Cup. And that was on ground that he did not appreciate. It was basically heavy ground. He's much better on top of the ground. Got going late in the Herbert Power, only defeated 2 lengths behind Military Mission. 51.5 kilos on Stacky on. 100 to 1. I wouldn't be shocked if this thing won.
Duck and Sweet Jr.
He's going to be set for 2 or 3 races a year at 2 mile. He is an out-and-out 2 mile horse, this thing.
He is. No chance for mine.
Like, this is one.
He's not the worst 100 to 1 shot, though.
If you find a top 10 market, like, I'm finding this thing for sure at $101.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. Okita
Sushi. Look, from what we saw in the Caulfield Cup, a bit flat, wasn't he?
Very flat. He's very dour.
I'm flat because I'd rather have Valiant King in this race than this thing from Joseph O'Brien. No chance. Couldn't possibly.
Ticks the stable, obviously.
Yeah.
Things against barrier 20, and he looks slow.
He looks slow. He looks like a sushi roll. Rolling along.
Shiraz
for Sneesby Racing in the colours. What a phenomenal thrill to have your colours in the Melbourne Cup. Ran second in the Sydney Cup. Look, he'll stay 3,200 metres. Look, he's not going as well this prep, but he's won at 126 to 1, where, like you said, if you can find those top 10 markers, probably worth a spec because you know he's going to get the distance.
Yeah. My thoughts, and this is just me being objective, external view, probably wants a bit of cutout as well.
Definitely, and he doesn't want barrier 22.
Yeah, so...
You had one job, Craig. One job.
We won't repeat what he said.
Yeah, we will not.
Lastoshka. I thought I did pretty well there.
You did very well.
Craig Williams on 51 kilos. Mick Price, Kent Jr. for Australian bloodstock as well. The French horse, I believe.
Yeah, interesting. French mare. Apparently she's a little more than 400 kilos. Tiny little horse, but she's got a big ticker. Very interesting that we've imported a staying mare because typically it's your tough old geldings or your stallions, entires that we bring out. So really, really interesting. Look, we know she'll stay the distance, and the French form looks pretty good. So fascinating for mine. I think she probably is one who wants a European good track. So it's probably a soft 5, soft 6 for us. So that's against. She's drawing gate 21.
Considering how small she is, I actually don't mind that.
Drawing that far out, don't want to get smothered.
No, because if she gets any of her momentum, knocked around because she's so small, I'd almost want her in clear air.
Yeah, so if you look at all her races as well, the fields are like 7 horses, right? So yeah, she wants clear air, I guess. So yeah, no, you're right. You'd probably take her back of midfield and in that sort of 3 wide line with a bit of cover and just give her plenty of opportunity to fan out because she'll be there at the end.
Yep.
Whether it's in the top 4, I hesitate to believe. I think she's a place chance though.
Yeah, mares in a Melbourne Cup have a horrific record.
Unless you're a freak.
VE, Mackay Diva. So no chance for mine. Magical Lagoon, was beaten a length in the Geelong Cup. If we're risking the better performed runners in a Geelong Cup, then not sure Magical Lagoon will be featuring here at $151.
With those silks, give me 300 to 1, please.
Military Mission. This is a good roughie.
Interesting.
Great roughie, this
I think this is a good roughie too.
Grey brown. Grey horse.
Grey horse. Military Mission for Waterhouse Bot.
This is almost the fittest horse in the race.
Been up for a long time. Won the Newcastle Gold Cup, ran fourth in the Metropolitan, and then won the Herbert Power. Has trialled since. I think $35 is a phenomenal price for this horse.
Like, keep talking because I'm just adding up how many metres this thing's run.
So it's drawn gate 5. So that's a good gate for it. Rachel King, she's in form.
Hey, just won a Coolmore.
Just won a Coolmore, Group 1. This is a great local prep for the Melbourne Cup, just getting the metres into the legs. How many?
18,000.
18,000.
Since July. So basically, if you look at its trial form, which is first trial of the prep, mate, end of June, this horse has been in work for.
Shit.
So, and plus any track work that it's done. So I think, and Gay Waterhouse said that this thing is guaranteed to run top 6. I think she's supremely confident in that this horse will stay.
One for the multiples.
Yeah, I agree. I think the key to it as well is Barrier 5. And the good track will suit it too. I think, one for the multiples, absolutely. I think there'll be 1 or 2 running past it late, but I reckon it'll run top 10 for sure. Serpentine, the stablemate.
The Epsom Derby winner from yesteryear. Look, Serpentine, he's not the worst 61-1 shot that I've seen with the good people at Ned's. But he just... You need to be beating the likes of Future History and First Immortal if you're a chance here.
Like, we saw what happened to Mostly Cloudy on Saturday.
Yeah, no, I was on.
He's not going good enough, is he?
No.
So no chance for us.
No chance.
Virtuous Circle. Now, this horse needs it a heavy 10. If it was a heavy 10, I could make a case that this horse would run into a place.
Ran second to Major Beale in the Australian Derby on a heavy 9. So, well found point by you, mate. No chance here. Needs a wet deck.
Yes. More Felons. I forget what this horse was called over in Europe, but it's definitely had a name change. But in the Geelong Cup, it's probably the horse you want to take out of it because it was in the line out wide, first run in Australia really nicely.
Jay Carr found some form at the right time. Chris Waller draws a marble, 24. Oh, look, $34, yeah. Could see it pop up, but no chance.
Yeah, I've got it as if I don't have it as a place chance, I've got it as no chance. Future History for Holly Doyle.
Yeah, fantastic to have you out here, Holly. G'day. Look, the Bart Cummings, Craig Williams was on. That was a phenomenal ride. Just perfectly rated. Got it over the line into the Cup. Beaten by Cleveland and Voundeclair in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. Both of those horses will beat this thing home here. No chance.
Yep. Barrier 13 doesn't help this horse's chance.
Nope.
Interpretation.
For Joshua McClelland.
J Mac in the saddle, not the one you're thinking of, Drifters.
T.O. Nugent, he's ran a couple placings in a Cup.
Yeah.
Third last year, maybe?
On
High Emotion?
Yep. Believe so.
Yeah.
Bendigo Cup winner.
Bendigo Cup winner. 100-1. Seen worse 100-1 shots. For the sake of Joshua McClelland, I'm going to say place chance. Just for you, mate.
Same. At 100-1, I think this horse will be running top 10 for sure.
I'm convinced.
Calipore, the Archer winner. Now, I don't think we've had an Archer winner since Shocking.
No.
Back in 2008, I reckon.
But, and this is just a completely gut feel that I'm saying this, typically don't run too badly in the Cup.
They run
quick
top,
back up.
They run top 10 every single year.
Yeah, so he's 67-1, Calipore.
In saying that, in that 10-year time, it's probably the internationals that need to like defend their spot.
Yeah, right.
So it's like typically not the likes of Calipore, with all due respect. Now, this horse, you know, it was campaigning really nicely in Brisbane as well, but like I'm comparing prices between like Military Mission, who we lost to by like 3 lengths, I'd rather take the $46 or $50 on off military mission versus $67 here.
Yep.
So, but good to see Zach Lloyd, mate. He's getting some rides. Good on him.
Yep.
And True Marvel. Now, all these people flinging mud saying that hurdlers can't run on the flat. Now, True Marvel went over the hurdles then, I think nearly won a Sydney Cup not long after. But 151.
54th start.
Hey,
For the old boy.
Salino form.
Salino
From
form.
Brisbane Cup.
Jeez. Salino, obviously he's not in this race. He's in the paddock, unfortunately.
Some gut issues.
Yeah. Tell you what, if he was like a 67 to 1 shot here, he'd be a top 10 bet any day of the week, Salino.
Yeah, mate. That's what I did a few years ago. Best bet of the day.
Yeah, easy.
Easy bet.
Easy. Like $6 or $7. I was like, no. You won the Sydney Cup? Idiots. Yeah, gee whiz. So, yeah, that's the Cup, mate.
That's the Cup. What order are you putting these in?
Oh, look. Obviously, I want Soulcombe to win for Sneesby Racing. It'd be phenomenal. And he definitely is a winning chance. And any other year, he'd be my on top selection. But this Vauban thing, mate. The more I'm looking at his replays, the more I'm reading about him, the more I'm stacking up the form. He's short. He's a $3.40 favourite. For me, it's the most obvious pick in the Cup
For years.
Like he'll start a bigger price than Incentivized started a couple of years ago. But when you're trying to say, oh yeah, the good deck maybe is to punch holes in it, then you're looking for a reason to get him beat when you should be looking for a reason as to why he wins.
So he's raced twice on a good track, right? That form reference that we're referencing, where he spanked him by 7.5 lengths.
Spanked him.
That was on a good track. So maybe he's actually better on top of the ground, you know?
Pulled down their pants and whacked them. Both cheeks, simultaneously.
Yeah. I reckon they could put a couple of hurdles in front of this thing and still win.
Yeah. Mate, he's my on top selection, Vauban.
Yep.
Soulcombe running into second for me. Without a fight, with a good deck, out of that Caulfield Cup, and then Gold Trip for fourth. I think this is going to be dominated by the favourites this year. I think they're a cut above. Easily a cut above. So that's my first four. If I was going to back horses like roughies for multiples, I think Vauban Declare would be near the top of that list for a roughie. And yeah, very well found by you, Military Mission as well. They're the ones that if you want to play like a box try, they're sort of the juicy ones that I'd be chucking in. But they're my picks.
Yeah, Vauban on top for me as well. Just like I'm just listening to. There's some absolute morons in like the journalism game in any sport, right? There's this one guy who goes on RSN. He's really respectful, respectful of the Australian pedigree coming through. Like he said, like the highlight of the Ascot Carnival a couple of years ago was like Nature Strip winning over there, right? Which is like, you know, he's an Englishman. They typically don't like to pump us up.
No,
he's just so respectful and confident, just going like, this is the best prospect that we've ever brought over.
Yeah,
it's like, you know, and I'm looking through this horse's form, what's come out of it. I have to agree.
Yeah.
And it's like, you look at its work during the week, there's nothing, and fast horses work fast as well. That's what you'd hope.
Yeah.
But there's absolutely nothing for me to suggest that this horse is going to run poorly.
No.
Potentially the good track, you know, an Australian good 3. If it gets into that range, you know,
he might not let down.
Exactly, he might jar up. But I'm happy to take that risk.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if you're trying to punch holes in your own theory as to why a horse can win, then you're not doing it right, I believe.
Like I could honestly see this horse winning by 8 lengths.
Yeah. I honestly, mate, I think he could loom up with 600 to go, and it's just like, okay, count your checks.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do we know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vauban winning. Have to put without a fight into second if it's a good 3 track. He would appreciate it. I think he'll stay, given the last 200 metres. He's had that perfect lead-up run with that fastly run, 2,400 metres in the Caulfield Cup. Have to respect, and I think Soulcombe's going to run a fantastic race as well. I've been wanting this horse in a Melbourne Cup for 12 months as well. And then I honestly think Military Mission is going to be right there. I really do. I think it's going to be in there in the finish. Gold Trip, no knock at all. It's just like Flemington probably suits it. If I'm going to risk anything, I'll be including into the trifecta and that sort of thing. But like the way I'm going to play the race is probably a 1-out trifecta or first 4. And like put in Duckman Sweet Jr. at 100 to 1, Military Mission,
Yeah, look at. I've got a significant collect if Soulcombe wins. A significant collect at a much bigger price than what he is here. So happy for him to win. Would be phenomenal. The way I'm playing the race is I've got my bet on him. I'm happy. I'll have a bet on Vauban 1 out, and then I'm having a box trifecta with a couple of roughies, and that's it because it's a Melbourne Cup.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I think the way I'll actually play the race is probably going to be in those top 10 markets as well, and
some of these just won't stay.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm convinced that Military Mission will, and I'm convinced that Duckman Sweet Jr. will, and I think they're both having some of their best preps ever. And, they'll be in those like best of the rest type of markets as well. And they'll be a juicy price. So they'll probably be the way because Vauban is awfully short. He's like 350 with Ned. So, if I find those markets, that's the way I'll be playing the race.
100%. Even a horse like Cleveland, Vauban Declare, top 10. Like you'll get what, $3 for that maybe?
Mm.
So that's a great bet.
Yep. Real quick, should we have a look at like the undercard? So doing this off the cuff, but race 8. Oh, do I need to unlock that for you?
No, you're right.
All right. Race 8, there's a desirable stakes. Now, I thought that some of these could have gone to the Empire Rose on Saturday, and we would have had some lightly weighted fillies.
Which is my favourite thing.
But the way that the 1,000 guineas is kind of, landed here, it's like we probably won't see too much of that anymore. But Kai Mochi is your $3.50 second favourite, with Commemorative at $2.90 as your favourite. They are the key leaders in the market. I don't know. That Flight Stakes form's kind of got a few holes in it now, doesn't it?
I reckon it does, mate. Commemorative's the one that's the most progressive to me.
Yep.
Obviously was whacked last start, ran second with young Zach Lloyd on. J-Mac goes on here, draws a gate. Massive filly.
Yep.
Huge.
You know what we could see here? I reckon this is the race that Espiona won 2 years ago on Cup Day.
Yeah, it is.
Could see that.
Yep.
So J-Mac on. The hole in this horse is overriding round on Derby Day as well in Sydney and finished like 5th, and the market was friendless with it as well. Could have been a race shape type of thing, but yeah, so the form hasn't really stacked up around her either, but I think it is around the 2 favourites for me.
She's doing this?
Yep.
She's doing this.
The Hong Kong Jockey Club Stakes is race 9, and Group 3 over 1,400 metres. You have Madame Pomeroy, Skew If, Revolutionary Miss, and Zella Belciel. Wollombi, the list goes on. I think there's a cracking bet in this race. Down the bottom, number 15, Called Die, one of yours. And I'm jumping on with you.
Yeah, she is definitely one of mine. I thought she was great in that Road to Arataki race. Bit of a bunched finish there. And I would have been keen on her in the Empire Rose. Finds an easier race here. Blake Shinnon draws a sticky gate. I still think it's a good bet. Looking at commemorative form as well, though, Kazoo beat at home last start. Magic Man draws well. It'll be incredibly hard to beat. So they're the 2 for me. But well found by Called I think this is the right race for her.
Yeah, I think Kazoo, to me, 1,400 metres is a serious worry for me.
Question marks?
The one I'll be physically ill if it wins is Revolutionary Miss, if I jump off and she wins.
Yep. Yeah, would have loved to have seen a few of these in the Empire Rose. Madame Pomeroy, namely, but is what it is.
It is what it is. Let's go to, just looking through here. Nah, I reckon we call it a day there.
Mate, lovely.
There is one earlier in the card, race 3, number 2, Aztec State is the favourite. 1,800 metres for the Lindsay Park. I think it will be winning though.
The Batman Stakes.
Batman Stakes.
I think so too.
I think it's a good cup because the top of the market's competitive.
Yes. A lot of traffic cones.
Yes.
Unfortunately, but that's the cup, right? Can't wait.
Should be good, mate.
Can't wait.
Hooroo.
See ya.